The variance of 20 observations is 5. If each observation is multiplied by 2, find the new variance of the resulting observations. Pause the video, try this out. Okay, let's do this together. We don't know these observations, so let's assume that these observations are x1, x2 and so on till x20. These are our 20 observations. We're given that the variance is 20, so let's apply the formula for variance. Variance, or sigma squared, is equal to 1 by n summation xi minus x bar squared. So for these 20 terms, the variance is 1 by n sigma I equals to 1 to 20 xi minus x bar squared. Here x bar is mean, n is the total number of variations. Here n is 20. So variance is 5 and n is 20. So let's replace them. 5 is equal to 1 by 20 sigma I equals to 1 to 20 xi minus x bar squared. Or we can say that the sum of squares of differences of these values, these observations from the mean, is 5 times 20, that's 100. Alright, so this is what we know. Now what we're doing is we're multiplying each observation by 2. So each observation, here we have xi, so we can take a new observation as yi, that's twice of xi. So each observation is multiplied by 2. y1 is twice of x1, y2 is twice of x2 and so on. We can say that xi, our initial observations, they're equal to half of our new observations. Xi is equal to half of yi. So what's our mean? Y bar, that's equal to 1 by n summation yi. So adding all of these terms and dividing that by 20, that gives us our mean. If yi is twice of xi, we can say that this is 1 by 20 and here is 20. Summation for yi, we can write twice of xi. We can take 2 common. This becomes 2 by 20 summation xi. And what's summation xi by 20? That's the mean for x. So y bar, or mean for y, is equal to 2 by 20 of summation xi. This means it's equal to twice of x bar. So from this we know that y bar is equal to twice of x bar. The mean actually doubles. So if you multiply each observation by 2, our mean doubles. We can also write this as x bar is equal to half of y bar. This means our previous mean is equal to half of our new mean. So if our previous terms are half of our new terms and our previous mean is half of our new mean, let's replace xi and x bar in this formula to get yi minus y bar. So let's do that. We have summation I equals to 1 to 20, xi minus x bar square equals to 100. Xi is half of yi and x bar is half of y bar. So replacing them, we get half of yi minus half of y bar squared. Summation of that is equal to 100. We can take 4 common in the denominator and take it outside and multiply it to the other side. We have yi minus y bar squared. Summation of this from 1 to 20 is equal to 100 times 4. That's 400. This is an important result. If we have yi minus y bar squared, summation I equals to 1 to 20 as 400, we can simply divide this by 20 to get our variance. So our variance is 400 by 20, that's 20. This means our new variance is 20. Our initial variance was 5. And we can see that 20 is 2 squared times 5. This means our mean doubles and our variance quadruples. Our variance becomes 4 times our initial variance. So that's our first problem. Let's try one more. Given that x bar is the mean and sigma squared is the variance of n observations x1 to xn, prove that the mean and variance of the observations ax1, ax2 and so on to axn are ax bar and a square sigma square respectively. This means we have to prove what we just observed in our previous problem. So pause the video, try this out. Okay, so let's do the same thing. This time we're doing it for our variable a. This time all our terms are being multiplied by a. Our variance sigma squared is 1 by n summation I equals to 1 to n xi minus x bar squared. Now our new observations yi are equal to a times xi. Initial observations are being multiplied by a. This means xi is equal to 1 by a of yi. So let's first find the relation between means. Y bar, that's going to be equal to summation yi by n. Now if yi is axi, this is equal to summation axi divided by n. We can take a common, we can take a outside. This becomes a by n summation xi. Now summation xi by n is x bar. This means y bar is equal to a x bar. So what we have proved is the mean becomes a times the old mean. So if we multiply all the observations by a, our mean also gets multiplied by that same number a. Now let's figure out the relation between variance. If xi is 1 by a of yi and x bar is 1 by a of y bar, we can write this as the variance sigma square equals to 1 by n summation yi by a minus y bar by a whole square. We can take 1 by a square common and outside and multiply it to the other side. We have a square sigma square equals to 1 by n summation yi minus y bar square. And this right hand side is our new variance. This means our new variance becomes a squared times our old variance. And we can take this one step further. We can also say that if we take the square root, this becomes a times sigma. This means our standard deviation also becomes a times our old standard deviation. So mean becomes a times, standard deviation becomes a times, and variance becomes a squared times our old variance.